What's going on, guys? 8-Bit Glitch 79 here, and it's time for the Too Many Games Pickups. Alright, so as you probably saw my first part video about my experience going to Too Many Games. If you didn't see that, I'll have a link to that down below in the description. You can check that out. But this video is primarily just about the items and the games that I picked up while there. So to start with, I did sign up for the final boss package. What that got you was, yeah, I'll put it on for the video. How about that? Got you tickets to all 3 days of the convention. It got you this t-shirt, this bag here, which had, I don't know if I got everything here, but it had a few things in it, like a pen, a 1-up card, a power bank here, which came in handy. I brought mine, but I ended up just using this one. You never had to use mine. I was trying to think, anything else that was in there? There's some coupons to some local restaurants. There's probably some other stuff I'm forgetting that was in there. They also got you entrance into their after party at the bar, arcade, fun zone, Arnold's place, or something it's called, across the street, which they gave you a card with like 1,000 points on it for the arcade. You got food, and then you got a performance from Rebel Gaming Club, which is one of the reasons I wanted to go to that, because I'm a fan of those guys. Which, if you saw the last video, I was on stage singing with them. You can check that out. So that's what I had signed up for. And so on the first day, I don't think I'm going to go this by day, or even by, like, I got these at this vendor, I got this at this. I'm just going to go through by maybe like system or items. So I think I'll go through like the items first. Oh, you know, I got there a day early, because that was another thing with this package. You got to pick your badge up a day early, so I went down a day early and stayed the first night. And this convention didn't start till 2 o'clock, so I had time to kill between the Thursday when I got there and then the Friday morning before it opened. So I went and checked out some of the local stores, and I found that there was a classic Game Junkie store close to my hotel, about 20 minutes, in Glenside, Pennsylvania. Now I know the Game Chasers go to the store, but they go to the Pittsburgh one, I believe, right in the city. I didn't feel like driving to the city, but I found that they had a smaller store in that location, so I went and checked it out, and it was pretty cool. They had some interesting stuff. I don't think it's as big as the one that's in the Game Chasers episode, but I did find a couple of things. I didn't want to spend a lot because, you know, the convention and all that, but I saw some things I couldn't pass up because I've been looking for them. One was Alien Syndrome for the NES. It was a price that is cheaper than it is around here, so I snagged that up because I've been wanting to play that and get that for the collection. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put things here. Dungeons and Dragons Tactics for the PSP. Been kind of looking for that. It's it's like a dungeon crawler, which me and my wife love playing. I mean, this is a PSP, it's only one player, but, you know, we can take turns trying to be there or play it. It's basically like a Diablo, Baldur's Gate. So, yeah, and that's complete. So I was happy to find that because I had never seen that. And then this Wii game is cheap on GameStop. I paid here a couple bucks more than what it goes for at GameStop, but I can never find it at a physical GameStop. So ordering online, as you know, you could or could not get the case. It's a gamble. So I figured I'd just spend a couple extra bucks and just pick it up here because I know it's complete. And it's the, let me get it right, the Monkey King, The Legend Begins. So I saw this on the Pixel Game Squad episode. He picked it up at a flea market and he showed a little game footage, and it looked interesting. It's like a cute 'em up shooter, like a little Monkey King on a cloud, and it's a horizontal shooter. So very interesting. It has something to do with the motion controls too, but not sure if you have to use the motion controls or not. But the receipt is in there. Yeah, it's complete. The label is a little kind of watery damaged, but that's alright. Again, I never can find that around here, so I snagged it. So that was just outside of the convention, and then now at the convention, let me go through some of the items I got. First off the bat, let's do this. I've been wanting to get this for a long time, and I've tempted to order it all the time online, but I'm like, I know I want to get it from him personally. It would mean a lot more if I could, and I knew I was going to get the chance someday. So I finally did. It was Pat Contry, the NES punk, his complete Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library, 1985 to 1995. This covers every NES game. Here, I'll give you an example of the page. In the library, plus some unlicensed and like controllers and other things, plus some, I think some like exclusive PAL and Famicom games. But it's a little review and rating on every game in the library. So it was so cool, and it's signed by him right there. So super psyched about this. Let's see. Again, I'll keep going with the non-game related items kind of thing. Got, let's see. Somebody there, it's in the video, previous video, I showed some footage of it. There's a canvas art company, and he did video game related things like box covers or screens, like shots on canvas of games. So I bought a couple there. I got this Castlevania for the game room here. Super awesome. I love it. And then I got, of course, this. The start menu for Contra. And he had cool ones that were a little more expensive that had actual lights behind here, and then like a sound chip. And when you put the lights on, you know, like the C would light up, and like the icon here, the select icon. And then when you press this corner against the wall, it played like music from the game. Those were a lot more expensive. I wasn't going to go that far. I just wanted a couple things to hang on the wall. Let's see. I also got these. Little story behind this. I bought these. If I can find them. This must be them. Yep. I bought these on Sunday late because that's when AVGN and Cinemassacre were doing their signings. So I bought this in hopes that I could get Mike Matei to sign this one. But the story behind that is I goofed up and missed where the line was, and by the time I figured it out, I was at the end, and they were only doing 150 people signing, and then they were cutting it off, and I didn't make the cut. So I didn't get a chance to actually meet AVGN, James Rolfe, or Mike Matei, or any other people from Cinemassacre in person. I was only just able to get some shots as I was walking by. So, I mean, I went to a couple panels, but I unfortunately didn't get anything I wanted signed by them. But I had got this because I was thinking I wanted something Mike to sign, and this is his favorite NES game. I was going to get it framed after he signed it, but I guess I'll just frame it and hang it for now. And then it was like buy 3 and you got a better price, so I just picked out two other art pieces here. I mean, these were only like a couple bucks, really. So unfortunately, that sucked, because what my wife got me for Father's Day, or let's just say the kids and my wife got me, was this to get signed. It's the movie poster on like a tin sign, but alas, I didn't get it signed. So there's always next time. They did get me this though for Father's Day before they knew I was going to too many games. So I do have something technically signed by them, but not in person. This is a hack of Mega Man 2, the Angry Video Game Nerd against Wily. So that's cool. It's signed there, and it's got a certificate of authenticity or whatever there. So I have something signed by him. I just didn't get it done myself personally. So okay, another thing, non-game related-ish, so to speak. Let's do t-shirts, I guess. I got this cool shirt. It was really cheap, and wore it on Sunday, and everybody was complimenting me on it and asking where I got it. Console Wars. Genesis does what Nintendo don't, done in the Star Wars. So that's really cool. I love that. Let's see. I got from Jay. I bought a Game Chasers shirt. I love that show. I love those guys. Can't wait for their movie to come out. Let's see. Oh, I bought Angry Video Game Nerd. I'm gonna take this off because it's getting annoying. I have the Angry Video Game Nerd movie on DVD, but they were selling it on Blu-ray, and I figured I wanted to support the guy some more because I love his work. So I bought it on Blu-ray now, so I have that. And I bought a T-shirt, and I bought them from Tony. He was selling them, and I said, he goes, "What do you want?" I go, "I just need an extra large." He goes, "Oh, okay." And they were just picking up the booth at the time, so he told somebody, "Grab me an extra large." And then I paid for it and everything. But when I thought it seemed kind of thick, but I didn't think of it and just put it in my backpack. And when I got home, I went to furl, whatever you want to say, the T-shirt, and another one fell out. So I got 2 extra large. So I got one for me, one for my wife. The Cinemassacre T-shirt. So you don't need to see the other one, same thing. And then a little story behind this shirt. When I got there on Friday afternoon, I should say, because they started at 2 in the afternoon, there was a line, and so I thought I had to get in the line. And I'm standing there, and I'm seeing nobody else in the line has a badge yet. So it's like the line to get your badge. So the guy behind me is like, "You already got your badge, you could probably get in." And this is like an hour before it's supposed to open. So there's like another door, so I started walking towards that to see if I could get in, or if there's another line I'm supposed to be in. And just as I'm getting to the door, I get a bump, and I turn around, and it's Back in the Day Gamer and Joe from Video Games Monthly. So we started chit-chatting it up, and they were asking, what are you up to? And I said, well, I was just seeing if I could get in, but I don't think I can. And of course, they have vendor badges, so they said, follow us. So I followed them, got through the first checkpoint without any problem. And when the second checkpoint came up to get on the floor, the woman's like, "Oh, no, we're not letting anybody in yet." And Joe's like, no, he works for me. He's got to get in. He just didn't get a vendor badge. And she said, "Oh, okay." So I got in, and I got in on the floor an hour early to shop around before anybody else did. So that was pretty cool. So Joe gave me, from Video Games Monthly, he gave me a T-shirt. I'm going to be wearing this in all the unboxings now. So subscribe and like the channel to see that in the future. So Joe was a really cool guy. He took me around and introduced me to some people. Like got me right up to see Pat right away. To get the book and everything. And he was just really cool guy. Really great, down-to-earth guy. He was awesome. So I highly recommend Video Games Monthly. So I think that pretty much covers those kind of items. So let me go through. Let me just do these here. My wife is a big RPG game player, and she used to have some of these games, and I don't know what happened to them. But she said, when I go there, you need to get me some .hack games again, because they seem to be gone now or missing something. So I found these 3. They're some of the least expensive ones. .hack Infection, and they're complete with the DVD disc as well. .hack Mutation, and .hack Outbreak for the PS2. So happy wife, happy life, right? And I also, for PS2, got this. Now, the story behind this is, we were meeting up, well, I should say, I was meeting up with Megadan, Captain Algebra, Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, J-Love, and a bunch of others, T-Belly, and at the convention. And I knew Captain Algebra released a video on what he was looking for, and one of them games was Neo Contra, or Contra Neo, for the PS2. And I told him I was looking for that too, and I would race into it. Well, since I got on the floor an hour early, I raced around trying to find it, and I ended up finding it. And then I ended up finding another one before I ran into Captain Algebra, so I had 2 of them, and I ended up giving him one, because that's how we do in the retro community. You know, we look out for each other. So that's this here, Neo Contra. So I'll be playing this hopefully soon, and Captain Algebra I'm sure will be as well, and there'll be a stream on that. This is complete, as was his. So enjoy, Captain. Okay. Next up, oh, I should say, Captain Algebra did give me one of his custom NES sleeves here when we first met each other, which is really cool. And you know what, Cap? I'm gonna do you a solid. You know what game I'm putting in this sleeve? You know it. That's right. Super C, baby, in the Captain Algebra sleeve. It's gonna give me good luck when I play this. Put it right up here with Linda. Hopefully it stays and doesn't fall on my head. There we go. There you go. That's for you, Cap. Next, oh, non-gaming related. I should say this. I got this hat and this hat while there. So that's that. Let's see. What should I cover next? Let's do Master System games. Why not, right? So I got a bunch of Master System games because they're hard to find in my area. There's a store that sells them, but it's usually always the same ones over and over again. Not much variety. So I went ahead and got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games boxed. This one I'm gonna save for last. But I know it's not the greatest port of it, but you gotta have it for the collection. Sega Master System's version of Altered Beast. I know this is Cap's favorite game, not necessarily this one, but so I got that. We got, oh, Captain gave me this game, Choplifter. I needed that. He ended up with 2 of them, so he paid it forward and gave me a copy of Choplifter. Thank you, Cap. I got Outrun. It's a fun driving game, arcade. Alien Syndrome. So I got Alien Syndrome on the NES, and now I have this one on the Sega Master System. It's a fun game. I love those games. Thunderblade, helicopter shooter game. Another arcade. Here's another arcade. I never heard of this game, but I saw it. It's the more pricier one of here. And this is called Time Soldiers. I guess it's an arcade game. I never heard of it, but it's very much like Heavy Barrel or top-down Contra levels here. So this is going to be very fun to check out. It says 18 rounds. I'm like, holy cow. I hope those are like small rounds, because 18, that's a hell of a lot of levels. What else next? So we'll move on. Same kind of vein. We'll go down to Sega Genesis here. I just learned about this not too long ago, and I thought it was interesting, and I saw it here, so I thought I'd get it. Now, again, if you see prices on these when I show them, this is not what I paid for them. I haggled the heck out of people. There's maybe only a couple things I paid right out because it was already a great deal. But a lot of these things I got, like this, I think I got for $8 instead of the 12. But Championship Pro-Am. It's basically RC Pro-Am on the NES, but on Genesis. So I don't know if you can catch a glimpse of that, but that's going to be interesting to check out because I love RC Pro-Am. Megadan was streaming this, and it looked very interesting, so I found a cheap copy of it, boxed complete. James Buster Douglas Knockout Boxing. So thanks to Megadan for streaming that. Had to get it and check it out. Then this was another one I saw on Do You Nerd. They got this in their VGM unboxing last time, and my wife was watching it, and she said, "Oh, that looks fun." And I said, "Yeah, I can't believe I don't have that because I have a lot of the other Mickey ones on the Genesis." So she sent me again on a mission to find it, and I was able to find it complete. I was actually just going to look for the cartridge, but I couldn't find it, and then I actually came across it complete. Right there. So screenshots of that. Alright. So that covers the Genesis. Next up, we got... Well, this game was in like a dollar bin. Well, it was a bin that was like 50% off, and you had to kind of dig through. It's kind of like those DVD bins at Walmart where it's just all thrown in a bucket. So I dug a little, found some NES games I got for like $1 each, which we'll get to. But this game was in there. It says it was going to be $2, but I know after I made a pile, I actually got it for even everything less than the 50%. But I think Middle Jesus talked about this game because it was on my brain when I saw it. It just like stuck out. But it's the Ninja Bread Man. Basically, you're a gingerbread man who's a ninja or something. So I never seen this anywhere, so I had to snag that, and it's complete. And you know what? I don't even know if I checked the disc on this. It was $1. Oh, perfect. Not a mark on it. So that's gonna be interesting to stream and check out, or just to play. So that was some dollar bin. Like I said, I got some NES games out of that bin, which we'll get to NES in a sec. I got another PSP. This is like actually my last purchase on Sunday on the way out. It's Dungeon Siege, Thorn of Agony. Again, it's a dungeon crawler right up me and my wife's alley. We love playing those kind of games. So that's going to be interesting to check out. You know what? That's right. I don't know if it looks complete. It's taped up right now. But I can see the book in there in the cartridge. So we should be good. Cartridge? Is it a cartridge or a disc? What's a PSP? Would you consider a cartridge or a disc? Put it in the comments. Let me know. And then next, let's see. You know what? Let's go through. Limited Run was at the convention, which is awesome because they've released so many games that you can't get now. But they have they hold on to like a back stock of them and sell them at conventions. So it was an opportunity to pick up some of these games that I missed out on, because I didn't learn about Limited Run until very late in the game, so I missed out on a lot of stuff. First, they gave me a sticker, a whoopee, you know. This game it's been on my wish list. You know how you make a wish list on the Switch in the eShop or whatever, for games that you might want to download someday. Well, I put this on there like way back when I first got my Switch, and I just didn't bite the bullet because again, it's like physical. I want stuff physical. But I was also waiting for it to see if it'd go on sale, and then I would nab it, but it never did. But they had it there, so I grabbed it. Dust. This game looks absolutely gorgeous. The art on it is amazing. Side-scroller action. I think it's like kind of in the vein of like Ninja Gaiden, Castlevania kind of play from what I've seen. So that's going to be very interesting to check out. The other two limited run titles I got, Double Dragon 4 for the PS4. Take back to the classic from like the NES days. I've heard this ain't the greatest, but it's Double Dragon. I had to have it. As everything falls. Okay. Then Magica 2. Again, this is like a dungeon crawler, and this is like up to 4 players, so we can actually play it together, me and my wife, and maybe we'll do a stream of it together. If I can get her on the camera, that girl, I'm telling you, gotta drag her kicking and screaming. She said if I got that Mickey game, she would go on a stream. So I'm gonna do it. I'll get her on there, guys. Another PS4 game I got this when I got this hat. I saw it and I've been wanting to play it, so I figured I'd grab it. It was cheap and it's sealed. Rad Rogers. Looks like a side-scrolling shooter action kind of game. I remember checking it out way back, and I don't remember exactly what it's like, but I showed Captain I got this, and he said that's a good game. So if Captain says it's good, it's got to be good. Then here's a more pricier title I got. I mean, not super pricey. It was like $35, which is a great deal. I talked them down because there's no manual, and it's kind of beat up on the outside. But I've been wanting to try this shooter out. It's a very interesting kind of shooter. Ikaruga on the GameCube. You have your ship, and you can change color from black and white. And I think if you're black, you make your ship black, it absorbs the black bullets. When you turn your ship white, it'll absorb the white bullets. So you're trying to flip back your ship color at the same time you're trying to shoot, so that you don't take any damage. So that was cool to come across that. Next up, a couple of Super Nintendo titles. I got not a big deal. Rival Turf, it was real cheap. It was like $5 or something like that. I've been wanting to try it out, and I'm pretty sure it's a beat 'em up from what I understand. So I love beat 'em ups. I know it's not the greatest game, but I'd like to try it out. And then I couldn't believe I didn't have this in my collection. I was looking over my list and said, how do I not have this? So I had to pick it up. It was good. Saw it for a good price because the card is discolored, but Super Punch Out for the Super Nintendo. I've never really played this, and I know I got the Super Mini Nintendo and it's on there, and I have a Raspberry Pi and I could always play it, but never played it for some reason. So now that I got the actual cart, fire it up and see what it's like, because I love Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Next up, there was this one vendor who was selling a lot of Famicom and Super Famicom stuff. Nothing like extraordinary, like expensive or big name titles, but I've been wanting to play some, and he was hilarious because I was able to talk him down on a bunch of stuff. And like for instance, I think it was this set here I found. So there's a Dragon Ball Z game here for the Super Famicom, and then it's the labels coming up, and it's like really multicolored. It's like discolored. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Dragon Ball Z 2 here, and this Bomberman, but damn or something. I don't know. It's a Bomberman game. It's probably just the American one. But you can see that one is marked 6, Dragon Ball 6, this other one 8. And then I was looking at this. It's just the regular Super Mario Brothers on the Famicom for 8. I was looking at that and I'm like, well, I don't really need it. It's Super Mario Brothers. So I threw it back down, and then I talked them into lowering the price on these. I'm trying to remember what I got them down to. He knocked a couple bucks off of each of these. And then he said, "Oh, I saw you were looking at that Super Mario Brothers." He goes, "I'll give it to." It's marked 8. He goes, "I'll give it to you for 5." And I think I was handing them. I think it was like, well, let me think about this real quick. 6. Yeah. Okay. So he knocked a couple bucks off, so it was like 18 for these 3. And then he goes, "Oh, I'll give you that for $5." And saw you eyeing it down from 8. And I said, I was giving him a 20. And it was $2 to change. I said, I grabbed it, threw it in the pile. I said, "I'll tell you what, you keep the 20, I take these." And he said, "Fine." So I got this for $2. So I went back to him later on. I told him I would send people to his booth. And then later on, I went back again the next day or whatever. Was looking through his stuff and found 3 other things. And I said, "Now, you treat me good before, treat me good now. I sent people to your booth." And he said, "Where are they?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're coming. Don't worry." So I got these. I think he knocked like $2 off of each of these. But I got another, it was like $2 off of each of these. Dragon Ball Z. It's a different Dragon Ball Z. It's weird. There's 2 of them called Dragon Ball Z, but they got different labels. Final Fantasy 5 and 6. I got these kind of for my wife. She's a Final Fantasy fan. They're going to be all in Japanese probably, but for collectability and stuff, she's going to love that. And then I got this here for the Genesis, a 6-button arcade stick in box. The box is rough, as you can see. It's a little beat up, but it's still wrapped and has the book and everything. So I got that for 15, I think, or something. So I'm excited about that because I've been wanting an arcade stick for the Genesis. I'm hoping that it's going to help me with Twin Cobra. Since it's an arcade game, I feel like maybe I'll do a little bit better with the control. We'll see. It could be a pipe dream. Speaking of controller, oh, and this. A quick shot, another quick shot controller. It says 5, I got it for $3. I got to do a video on all my NES controllers someday, but I added that to the collection. And then I got this that's what it was. That's it. Okay. Before, when I was talking, I said these three and throw the Mario for the even 20. This is what's funny. I saw this on his table. It's Contra the Alien Wars for the Game Boy. It's got 20 on it, okay? He had these three games I wanted. So you got here, he was giving me this for $18. And then he said, oh, I saw you eyeballing this. I'll give it to you for $5. And I said, how about you keep the whole... he was giving me this for $18. And I said, go ahead. How about the whole 20? You throw that in. And he took it. So I got all this for 20 bucks. I don't know, I got the touch or something. It's all my flea marketing skills. I was wheeling and dealing left and right. You gotta chat up people, you know what I mean? Start a conversation with them. Don't just go up to the table and be like, hey, you take $3 for this? Chat with them. Like on Sunday, I was telling everybody, oh man, what a long day, what a long weekend. They're all like, oh, tell me about it. I've been here like every day, blah, blah, blah. And I know, blah, blah. I've been getting in at 3 a.m. to sleep. I'm so tired, blah, blah, blah. And that's how I got that controller for like $3. How I got the RC program for 8 instead of 12. Because I just chatted with the guy. You know, you just got to take some time. Chat it up, make friends, you know. I went back to that guy with the Famicoms again, joked around with him. And he gave me a deal again. So, next up, before we get to the NES games, which I know everybody's wanting to look at, I got some instruction booklets. So most of these were like $1 to $2 a piece, except for 2 were a lot more pricey. But I bundled them all together, and he discounted it a ton. So I got a few of these for nothing. First off is a control deck instruction manual for the NES. I just need a box and styrofoam now, and I could have a complete box. I don't really care about that. Here's some of the cheap ones. Golf for the black box collection. Excite Bike. Pinball. 10-yard fight. Ugh. Yeah. Baseball. RC Pro-Am. Russian Attack. Jackal. We got ourselves some Battletoads. Milan Secret Castle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Metroid. I couldn't believe this was like $2. Simon's Quest. Blaster Master. Yonoid. Spoiler alert, I bought that there. Wizards and Warriors. Renegade. And then the two that were more than like $1 or $2. A Boynus Blob, which is handy to have if you're gonna play this game, so because of all the jelly beans and what they do, it's good to have it. So you know that he had this for like $6, but again, if you added all these up, he knocked it like 20% off or something like that. It was the last day for most of these, and then so that was probably less than that. And then the holy grail for me was Contra. So I got that now, and I consider that complete. I know people consider the cardboard box, and the instructions, the game, all that is complete in box. To me, cartridge, sleeve, and an instruction booklet. That's complete enough for me. I use some of those, get some of those plastic ones that have the artwork in it. That's fine for me. I don't have the space to keep a ton of cardboard boxes, so instruction booklets go nicely in the black sleeve. Alright, so now we're down to the nitty gritty. What are we up to? This video is becoming like, what are we up to? Like 34 minutes or something? Jesus. Alright, sorry. Taking forever here. So first of all, I got 2 of these. This one doesn't close well. On Sunday, I grabbed these first thing in the morning and got a great deal on them. These go for like $30-40 on eBay. I got them for like $12.50 a piece. And they had the black sleeves in them, and I just filled them with all the Nintendo games I got at the convention. So here we go. We'll run down these really quick. Tecmo Super Bowl. Got it. Says 8 on it. I got it for like 5, less or something. This was down in a bin where you buy 2 get 1 free. WrestleMania. A lot of these are just like filler, common stuff. This was in that 50% off bin. Got it for like $1. RBI baseball. Hopefully these work. Pac-Mania. I got that for in that 50% off bin. I forget. That was like maybe 5. Another one of those, $1 football here. This, I don't remember the story behind this. It's Mark 10. I know I didn't pay that for it. Cabal, I think I bundled it with something along here that I bought. I got this because I used to play this with a friend back in the day. I didn't have it. Apparently this copy was Matt's, but Pinball Wizard. That was down in a buy 2 get 1 free. So is this World Wrestling, Temco World Wrestling. I'm not too concerned about condition of stuff. Tag Team Wrestling, as long as it works. That was another buy 2 get 1 free. So is this. Not a great game, but Back to the Future 2 and 3. There's a Jalico game. What could it be? This was in the 50% off bin. It came out to $1, bases loaded. Don't remember. This was another bundled one with something else. The Battle of Olympus. I remember hearing something about that. So this was another in the 2 get 1 free. Amagon. I remember renting that as a kid. A weird game. Here's the spoiler I already told you before earlier. Yonoid. Been wanting to check that out. It's Capcom. Can't go wrong, right? Trog. Been wanting to play that. It's the Pac-Man ripoff. The dinosaur and caveman or something. It looks very colorful and interesting. So that was that bin. And then these are the more pricier games. The more uncommon, well, maybe not so much, but the Mutant Virus Crisis in Computer World. You know what? Let me take it out of the sleeve. There. Galaga, so I didn't have it. With the manual, Three Stooges. Oh, it's falling. Three Stooges. I remember renting this as a kid, so very nostalgic for me. Real quick, John Riggs was there. He was selling some of his hack games. I got him to sign this. I got Booth 16, based off of Route 16, which is a Famicom game. He does a business card on a 1-up. I just threw that in the back there. But psyched to try that out. And then this last bin, the more pricier games, I got Joe and Mac, G.I. Joe, the Atlantis Factor, Lolo 2, and Lolo 3. I talked this one way down because of all this sticker damage, basically. All this, I'm not going to be able to get that sticker without ripping this damn label, but I got it. So cheap. I wore them down. And then this was my last big purchase, Power Blade. And plenty of room to add more in there. So, I think that pretty much covers my pickups. Now I know you're saying, holy crap, Sean, what'd you do, spend the kids' college fund? No. See, I DJ on the side. I save money from that. I also sold a lot of the music equipment that was just sitting around collecting dust. And so I'd say like 85% of this was bought by me just saving money, selling stuff that was just collecting dust, and now it's going into the collection for me to enjoy and for you to enjoy. If there's any game here you want to see streamed, you want to see some gameplay of, shoot me down in the comments and let me know. Oh, I did get this in the mail. I ordered it while I was there. But this USB controller can be used on the Switch or Raspberry Pi. But other than that, that's all the pickups. I just want to say a great big thank you to all the guys I hung out with and finally got to meet. I had them sign this Yoshi's Cookie Cart. We got ourselves Phil Twerpin, JLove81, Megadan29, Linda aka the Gamer Girl. We got TBelly, and we got Die Hard Gamer Bros, and of course Captain Algebra and Buffalo Gamer. Those guys made the trip amazing. We hung out after the convention every night, had a blast. It was the funnest time I've had in a long time, and I really enjoyed it. So, as J-Love would say, spread positivity and keep playing retro. Alright guys? So this is 8-Bit Glitch 79, and I'm glitching out.